So with this entire formula is that you should be clear on how to write your specific goals. Then I'm going to reverse engineer what I need to do every single day throughout the month to ultimately hit my goal. And that is how you create your business goals. I want to change lives. I want to show people how to progress in their money. I want to show people how to progress in their mindset. I want to show people how to progress in their brand so that way they can take care of their family, take care of their finances, and experience freedom. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to create your business goals. Now, the reason why we want to create our business goals is because we want to have a direction of where we're going. You can't go somewhere without having a clear direction as to what is the destination. When you create an idea in your mind that you want to create some type of success and you take little to no action and you don't create a clear path to get there, it's very equivalent to taking drugs. Here's what I mean by that. I wrote this in my book, No More Average, okay? And in No More Average, I talk about escaping reality. Now, what is drugs used for? Drugs is used for creating a high. And a high is equivalent to escaping your current circumstance, your current reality. So when we look at the future, when we want to create a goal, we need to have a clear destination as well as a clear process to achieve that said goal. And this is how you create success. So you're not trying to get high, because what ends up happening is that the idea of like trying to be successful and leaving it being just that an idea, that's a way of escaping reality, but never taking action towards it, meaning that you're never going to get anywhere. So today I'm going to share with you how to create your business goals. So in this training, I'm really happy and grateful to be working with you to create your six-figure business. Okay, six-figure business essentially means that a business within a year's time frame that makes at least six figures. And whatever you look at money, whatever is right before the period is considered, every digit is considered a figure. So if you have $1, 1.00, that's $1. That's considered one figure. But if you have $10, because there's two digits right before the period, that's considered two figures. Okay. 3 periods is 900. 3 figures is going to be like $100 or $900 because it's 3 digits before the period, okay, or before the decimal. If it's $1,000, that's 4 figures. If it's 10,000, that's 5 figures. If it's $60,000, that's 5 figures, okay. But if you're over 100 grand, so between 100 grand to $999,999. That is going to be 6 figures. So between 100 grand to $999,999, that is 6 figures. So in this course, I teach you how to create a 6-figure business. But where does it start off with? It starts off with the vision. It starts off with where we're going. So I've taken some notes down on some processes that I personally use. Actually, I have my goals, my business goals in my wallet. So I pull out my wallet, and in the middle, it's like a slot in my wallet. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why I put it there. But I take out the sheet, and it's very simple. I take out the sheet, it's very simple. And I have what my goals are, okay? What my goals are, and I'm going to share with you how to create your goals and make it simple. Now, we got to understand, before we get started, we got to understand that there's 3 types of goals, okay? The first type of goal is going to be considered a process goal. Okay, you want to write that down, process goal. Now, a process goal, it's too far-fetched for our mind, okay? So let me revert back. At the stem of our brains, we have what we call a reticular activating system. And the reticular activating system is a group of cells at the stem of our brain that filters what's important versus what's not important. So in the reticular activating system, we use it to identify things that are important to us and things that aren't important to us. Because your brain is gathering so much data. If you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, or whatever you're on your tablet, whatever you're consuming this content, right now in front of you, you have your battery level. You have the text that's underneath this. You have the title around here. You have the you have these foam pieces that's behind me. You have microphone as a piece of data. You have, hey, Andy has his phone on the table. Andy has a notepad on the table. Andy has a blue shirt. Andy's, skin color is a certain complexion. Hey, Andy's hair color is a certain complexion, and so on and so forth. Like, all of that is a bunch of different data points. But some of it's important, some of it's not. So in your brain, you're deeming like what Andy is saying as important, not what's on Andy's table as important. Does that make sense? So your brain is saying, hey, let's remember what Andy says, not what's on the table. So your brain, like, it's like that experience of driving, for example, and you ever have a car, like you want a car, let's say, for example, like me, I want a red Jaguar. That's just an example. Let's say you want a red Jaguar. And in the pursuit of getting this red Jaguar, of saying, hey, I want a red Jaguar, you set it in your brain that I want this red Jaguar. You're on Google, you're typing it up, you're watching YouTube videos about this specific red Jaguar. And then the next day you get on the road and you start driving, you see this red Jaguar, and it's like, you're saying, oh, I didn't even think that other people had this, man. Like, this is cool, I saw one. It must be a sign for me to get it. Then you keep on driving. Then part of the hundreds of cars that pass you on a given day while you're driving, you see another red Jaguar, and you're like, oh, that's another one. And then you're pulling into your house, and then on your street, you see a red Jaguar parked, and you're like, what, another red Jaguar? That's crazy. And you start to see it multiple times throughout the day. How is that possible? You never saw it before in person until you started searching for it, and then you see it on the streets a bunch of times. Has that happened to you? Of course. Now, that's because you're telling your reticular activating what's important to you and what's not. So you got to understand there's 3 types of goals here. And what we're doing is that we are feeding our reticular activating system what we wanted to understand as important. Does that make sense? That's why I made up that example. Like, hey, Andy has a blue shirt. Andy has a microphone on him. There's stuff behind him. There's a complexion. There's stuff on his table. But out of this whole entire frame in the video, what's important is the words that are coming out of my mouth. So your brain is finding that what I'm saying is important, not what's on the table or what color Andy's shirt is wearing, and so on and so forth. All right. So the first type of goal is going to be called the process goal. You want to write that down, a process goal. Now, a process goal is going to be the action steps taking in order to reach number 3, which is your outcome goal. So number 1 was, I'm skipping here. Number 1 is going to be your process. Number 3 is going to be your outcome, but right in the middle of number 1 and 3, it's going to be number 2, which is your performance goals. So the process goals is the action steps that are taking to ultimately hit your outcome goal, okay? The process goal is the action steps that are taking ultimately to hit your outcome goal, okay? And then the performance, the outcome goal is going to be the goal of your outcome. Of all the actions that you take is going to be the outcome, which is going to be your vision. So outcome goal equals vision. This is very important when we talk about vision, okay? Then the performance, which is right in the middle, the performance is the measurable component of each action step that is taken. So the measurable component of each action step that is taken. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Let's just say something that we all know, like losing weight. Okay, the losing weight, the idea of losing weight. Let's say, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds. That's an example. I want to lose 10 pounds. Well, that is the outcome goal. So 10 pounds lost is the outcome goal. All right. So we're on the same page. Now the process goal is the action steps that I'm going to take. Well, my goal every day is to eat rice, chicken, and broccoli every single day, and to work out at least 1 time a day. To work out at least 1 time a day. All right. So that is the process goal. Hey, I want to eat rice, chicken, and broccoli every day, and I'm going to work out each and every single day. So every day you have a goal to work out. Right. So the outcome goal, lose 10 pounds. The process goal is to eat a certain type of food and to work out. Now, understand, you're with me, right? If we eat a certain type of food every single day and then we work out, we're probably going to lose weight. Does that make sense? So like these action steps is what's allowing us to have our outcome goal. Our brain, it doesn't work in a way where it says, hey, I just want to lose 10 pounds. make it happen. That's not how our brain works. Our brain works in a way that we have to construct the direction. It's like a GPS. You know, when you get into your car and you have a GPS, you have a GPS system, it asks you two things. When you open up Google Maps, it asks you two things. Number one, it's going to ask you, where are you currently at? And then ask you for your second thing, which is, where do you want to go? And then in the middle of that, there's going to be a bunch of lines and directions. That's your process goals. So your process goals is gonna be like, hey, I need to work out every single day, and I need to eat a certain amount of certain food every single day. That's gonna be the process goal. So that means every day you wake up, you should be working out and eating certain food. Work out, eat certain food. That's what's gonna ultimately hit your outcome goal, which is lose 10 pounds. But there's a component that's important, but I didn't share about yet, which is the performance goal. Okay. So let's say that, hey, the outcome goal was, I want to lose 10 pounds within a month. Within 4 weeks, I want to lose 10 pounds. So if we do the math and we divide the measurable, we determine what is the measurable. That's going to be your objective here, is to determine your measurable. Once you determine your measurable, then you're going to create a game plan set by dates. That is time-based, okay? That is going to be called your performance goals. Now, your performance goals is taking that measurable and dividing it by its set time frame. So that 10 pounds, if I divide it by 4 weeks, right? I said my goal is to lose 10 pounds in 4 weeks. So that means the measurable is going to be 10 divided by 4, which is 2.5. So 2.5 pounds per week. So that means every week, my performance needs to be at a 2.5 pound loss every single week to ultimately have me hit my outcome goal, which is to lose 10 pounds. Does that make sense? So let me go back and kind of paint the picture for you. Your goal is to lose 10 pounds in 4 weeks. What we need in those two things, we need two things out of this outcome goal, which is 10 pounds in 4 weeks. What we need is going to be the process. What am I doing every single day to hit the goal? So the process every single day to hit the goal is, I'm going to eat a certain way, which is rice, chicken, and broccoli, and I'm going to work out every single day. Okay? Now, I need to measure my performance to see if I'm going in the right direction. Hey, I go work out, and it might not be working the first week, and the way that I'm going to determine that it's not working right the first week is going to be through my performance goals. So my performance goals are going to be taking that, finding a measurable. So the measurable is 10 pounds, right? I'm not saying I just want to lose weight, right? That's what some people do is like, I just want to lose weight. Well, there's no measurable in losing weight. There's no specific number for you to hit. You can lose, a pound today. So there's no measurable in losing weight. But there is a measurable when you say 10 pounds to be lost. Does that make sense? Like having that number makes it a measurable. So now I take my 10 pounds and I divide it by 4, which is my time frame, just to find out how much weight that I need to lose every single week. Now that is my performance goal. So my performance goal in that example was 2.5 pounds. So you want to write this down. The type of goal you want to have are going to be called SMART goals. S-M-A-R-T, SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T, S-M-A-R-T. Now this was created based off a concept with General Electric, huge global enterprise. I believe it was like between the 70s and the 90s, between this era, that what they were having, because they were scaling their business. And they had to figure out a process or a system that everyone could grow the company at each level, okay? So everyone had to really progress daily. My quote is to progress daily. Well, they had to figure out, how do they communicate with each member out of thousands of employees? How do I communicate with each member on having a goal? So to progress the company. So what they did was they said, hey, I want everyone here to have a goal, and I want you to submit your goal to your leader of what your goal is for the week. Doesn't matter what the goal is, just submit the goal to your leader. Well, in just that type of communication, what people were doing were they would write their goal is, hey, my goal is to, because remember I shared with you like about process goals and I shared with you about performance goals. So you would have assistants that would grab a piece of paper and they would write, my goal is to file the paperwork every day. Now, for like someone like an assistant or a receptionist, they do that every day. So there's no point to creating that as a goal. Like for example, you're writing, my goal is to brush my teeth. That's something you do every day already. So you don't need to write that as a goal. That's something you do every day. So GE had this problem where people were writing kind of like ridiculous goals, like, hey, my goal is to file the paperwork, or my goal is to throw trash away, and so on and so forth. Like, what type of goal is that? Like, hey, just to throw trash away? That doesn't make any sense. So they had to change their system or change the way that they communicate to the employees, which is the same thing that I'm sharing with you. You got to change the way that you communicate to your brain. So you have the SMART system. S, it stands for specific. M is going to be measurable, that there's some type of measure in the goal. A is going to be for that it is attainable, okay? R is going to be that it's relevant towards the outcome goal. And T is that is time-based. So your goal has to be specific. That's the number one. Your outcome goal, your process goal, and your performance goal has to be specific. Has to have a measurable. Has to truly be attainable. Has to be relevant and time-based towards your outcome goal, okay? So here's what I mean by that. Now, let's say that the first thing that you want to write, let's say your goal is hey, I want to build a successful business. That happens all the time. I hear that all the time. Like, what's your goal? I want to build a successful business. Okay, great. Was that specific? Not really. Was there measurable? There was no measurable. So if there was no measurable, is there anything? I'm going down to SMART. If it wasn't measurable, is there anything for you to attain? Well, if there's no measurable, there's no attainment. There's nothing for you to achieve. So you got to take away measurable, attainable. Now, is that time-based? Is that relevant towards the outcome goal? Well, there was no relevancy because there was no measurable. And is that time-based? I want to build a successful business. Well, there is no time frame. So therefore, this type of goal will fail. So each of your goals has to be, so in this exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to write down the goal for each step, the process, the performance, and the outcome. It being specific has to be clear so that way your brain can remember this information. Okay? That way your reticular activating system is going to understand this information and therefore go to work for you. Because that's what your objective is. Your objective is to put your reticular activating system to work. That is your subconscious mind. You want it to work for you automatically. Okay? You want it to work for you. Then the second thing is measurable. It has to be measurable. There has to be some type of measurement so that way you know you're getting closer or going farther away from it. It has to be attainable. It has to be relevant and time-based. Okay? So here's an example of a goal. So I want to write this down with me. I have generated, let's just say, to create for this specific program, I have generated $12,000 every month. Actually, what would be very strong for our brain is if we write in the present tense. So I am generating $12,000 per month by selling 12 units of my $1,000 offer. $1,000 offer. Okay? So is this specific? Yes. Is there a measurable? Well, $12,000 is my measurable. Is it attainable? Hey, man, where I'm at right now, I'm selling, let's just say, for example, I'm at a point where I'm at 0, or I'm selling 1 unit, or I'm selling 2 units. Well, yes, like to go to 12 is something that is attainable. Okay? Is it relevant towards my outcome goal? Okay? So if my outcome goal is to build a profitable business, yes, it is. Okay? Then is it time-based? Well, I shared that I'm making $12,000 per month every single month. So that means that the time frame is every 30 days. So yes, it's time-based. So this here is a good goal. I am generating $12,000 per month by selling 12 units of my $1,000 offer. Okay? Now we have a gauge to hit our goal every single month. Now, how much do I need to sell every single week? What we're going to do is we're going to take our measurable, okay, of $12,000, and we're going to divide that by 4. So now the total comes out to $3,000 per week. So now my process goals, that 3,000 becomes my performance goal, right? $3,000 a week. Now my process goal has to be a measurable goal that I can hit every single day, a specific measurable goal that I can hit every single day that's going to help me hit my $3,000 per week. So in that example, $12,000 is what I want for the entire month, okay? $12,000 is what I want for the entire month. I need to reverse engineer that, and then I need to understand what is my objective every single week. So I take that 12 divided by 4 weeks, therefore gives me $3,000 a week. So now I'm at $3,000 per week. That's going to be my performance. That's going to make sure that I'm performing in a way that I hit my specific goal. Then I'm going to go back a little bit more, and I'm going to find out what do I need to do every single day. So now my process goal can be such where I have to make 150 calls every single day and present at least to 4 people a week at my price point, okay? At least 4 people a week for me to hit my goal, my performance goal, and therefore allow me to hit my outcome goal. Does that make sense? So you find the big goal, and then you kind of reverse engineer back. So this is done in a 6-step process, okay? Here's the step number 1. Number 1, you want to set the vision. I'm going to write that down. Set the vision. So your outcome goal is equivalent to your vision, right? What am I working towards? What is the vision? So your vision can be, hey, I am generating $12,000 per month by selling 12 units of my $1,000 goal, my $1,000 offer. Okay. Now you can set that vision on a monthly, every single month. You can set it for the next 6 months. You can set it for the next 12 months. Okay. So keep that in mind. You got to set your vision based on the time frame. So that's the first thing. You're going to set your vision. Now the reason why is because you will operate off of vision. You will operate off of vision. Your team will operate off of vision. You call my team, you ask them, hey, what's the company vision? They'll share it with you. So you need to be able to communicate not only with yourself, but with your team. Hey, what is the vision? Okay. Number 2, you want to write the vision down, make it clear, make it specific, and using the SMART formulas. That is specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant, and it's based on time. It's time-based. Okay. Then number 3, you want to reverse engineer that vision. Okay. Now, reverse engineering that vision is going from the outcome goal and determining what is the process and performance goals that are necessary for you to hit your outcome goal, or also known as your vision. Okay. Then the 4th step is going to be to create number 1, create the process goal, create the performance goal, and create the outcome goals. Okay, so you want to just essentially rewrite down what is the process that it's going to take for you to hit your outcome. And then number 2, you want to write down what are the measurable components during that time frame that you need to hit. Like every single week, I need to be doing this. I need to have this measurable. Every single month, I need to have this measurable. Every single day, I need to have this measurable. Okay, so that's going to be your performance. That will ultimately hit your outcome goal, which is going to be your vision. Okay, number 5. You need to determine what are you attached to. You got to ask yourself, what are you attached to? Are you attached to the process or to the vision? Okay. Now, here's what I mean by that. The process can change, the vision remains. Or that's one option. The process can change. So the way to get to your vision can change, but the vision remains. Or the process has to stay the same, the vision can change. So here's what I mean by that. Let's just say like that 10-pound goal earlier, right? As an example. The 10 pound goal, I am not open to changing that. I got to lose 10 pounds and that is it. But I can either do it through having a keto diet, which means I only eat fats, certain fat foods. And therefore, because my body's burning those fats, that it burns the fat in my body. So I could do it through keto, I could do it through exercise, or I could do it through just drinking water. Like there's so many like health diets and health fads. I can do it whichever or way. I can work out every single day, or I could do the plan that requires me to not work out, or I can do the plan that requires me to only lift weights. Like the process to hit the 10-pound goal, the process can change, but the 10-pound goal stays the same. So in this example, I'm attached to the vision, not the process, okay? The other way is that, hey, I'm gonna eat rice, chicken, and broccoli every single day, and I'm open to having a 10-pound loss, but if I have 15, I'm okay with it. If I have 5, I'm okay with it. If I have 0 pounds, I'm okay with it. But what's important to me is that I hit it a certain way. So you want to write this down. Become attached to the vision, not the process. Become attached to the vision, not the process. So that means that the way, the process for you to hit your goal can change. So if your goal is like, hey, I'm gonna make $10,000 a month in my business. I'm gonna make $10,000 a month in my business. Well, in your mind, to start off with, it may start off with, hey, I'm gonna sell a product to two clients at $5,000 a piece. And the process is that you're selling a $5,000 product every single month, and your goal is to sell two of those units. Let's say you sell 0 of them and it's not working. That means that by you staying attached to the vision, which is a $10,000 a month business, then you might say, hey, what if I don't sell a $5,000 product, but I sell a $1,000 product and I sell 10 units, and that works. Or I sell a $500 product and I sell 20 units. Well, both of them will ultimately lead you to the same thing, which is a $10,000 a month business. But being attached to the process is saying that, hey, I'm gonna die with my business. The only way I'm gonna make it work is if I sell a 2 units at $5,000. And that's the only way. I gotta sell 2 units at $5,000. And if I don't do that, the business is not gonna work. I'm not even gonna try any changes. So as you can see, like that is a failing formula. To be attached to the process and not the vision is a failing formula. So what I want you to be is attached to the vision, not the process, okay? Then you got to incorporate a team. Now there's 3 components to the team. You have the workers. Number 1, you have the workers that fulfill the work for the process. Okay, you have the workers that fulfill the work. Number 2, you have accountability partners that hold you accountable. And number 3, you have guidance counselors. And a guidance counselor is going to be someone like myself who's going to guide you and counsel with you throughout the growth of your business for you to transition and make your changes. Okay, so you have workers. Number 1, you have workers, accountability partners, and guidance counselors. So with this entire formula, what your outcome should be from watching this video is that you should be clear on how to write your specific goals. And you're gonna write in present tense, I am generating X amount per time frame, so by the time frame, by selling how many units of your how much per offer. So in my example was, I am generating $12,000 per month by selling 12 units of my $1,000 offer. And just like that, then I'm gonna reverse engineer what I need to do every single day throughout the month to ultimately hit my goal. And that is how you create your business goals.